Alright, new Brand Gate ride line is here in set 2, so let's begin, and it's based on Nova Grappler, so rejoice. Here's the starter, Rotovisor. Moving on to the grade 1 Wiki Power, Eldia Rotovisor, which has the skill Auto when rolled upon by the grade 2 Rotovisor. Search your deck for one arena card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, of course shuffle your deck, that being the set order for this deck. In which the second skill is Auto Rearguard. When your other unit in the same column as this unit stands, plus 5 key power in the end turn. This second skill actually might be very useful, considering that this is of course Nova Grappler base, so you're going to have a lot of restanding here, and that extra power can be very nice sometimes. So you might end up running more than one of these. In which, before we go to the grade 2, we're going to go to the set order, which is also a grade 2, that is the arena card, Nova Grappler Arena Urban City. Yeah, literally Nova Grapple. Not even trying to hide that this is based on Nova Grappler, but the lore kind of says it though. But anyway, it has a skill, Auto Order Zone. When your unit attacks, if your Vanguard is Rotovisor and you have no other arenas in the order zone that were rested this battle, rest this card, choose the attacking unit, and it gets this ability until the end of the battle. Auto Vanguard. When this unit attack hits, you can either counter charge 1 or energy charge 2. This is just helpful for some pressure, but obviously I don't personally like attack hits. It's just too bad that it's necessary to have more than one of these in the order zone, aka at least 3, but you can only use 1. Regardless, you have to run it. And now to the grade 2 with 10 key power, Waza Rotovisor, which has the skill Auto when rotified by the grade 3 Rotovisor. Look at top 10 cards for your deck to choose one card that is either the grade 3 Rotovisor or an arena card from among them and put it to your hand, and of course shuffle your deck. If you cannot reveal a card, call this card to rearguard. Basically this gives you a plus regardless, and because it calls itself to rearguard, it has the rearguard skill where auto rearguard when this card attacks. If your Vanguard is Rotovisor, plus 5k into the end of that battle. Pretty obvious this is meant for setup play, but that's all it really is. But it does have the nice added rearguard skill as well, so being a 15k attacker that is Nova Grappler base, so it's gonna have the restand option, is not too bad. And then the grade 3 with 13 power, Grenzo Rotovisor, which has a skill Count Vanguard. During your turn, if you have at least 3 arena cards in your order zone, your old front row gets 5k power. Like I said, you need at least 3, even though you can only play 1 of them per turn. But anyway, the second skill is Auto Vanguard. Once per turn, at the end of this unit attack, cost Counter Blast 2, draw a card, choose the same number of rear guards as arena cards in the order zone and stand them. If you chose at least 3, all the chosen rear guards was 5k power at the end of that turn. It is a bit heavy with the Counter Blast 2, but it's not exactly too bad considering that you definitely get a good number of restands, and if you meet the requirement, they get a plus extra 5k power with another 5k power from its continuous skill. But so far, this is just an okay ride line. Of course, it needs future support to make it a little better. But for a budget ride line and for people who like the aesthetic, I say go ahead and build this deck. And into one support card, Compassionate Mechanic, which we get to with Fembot, but it's a grade 2 with 10k power and the skills. Count Rearguard. During your turn, if you have 2 or more arena cards in the order zone, plus 5k, not too bad. But the second skill is Auto Rearguard. Once per turn at the end of battle that this unit attack, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and you also have an arena card in the order zone that is rested during this battle, cost energy plus 3, draw a card, choose one of your other units, plus 5k power in a turn. So it's basically just extra draw power with extra power distribution. Of course, you must run this since you technically don't have other support cards for now, and this might be one of the better supports anyway. And then here's a list of cards that can go well with the deck. Of course, these are just generics, but considering that you have a lot of space in this deck, you might actually be able to experiment with other cards. And finally, next Thursday, we got a new lyrical ride line. Once again, Idol Girls, but this one looks malicious. So that's it for this new Rotovisor ride line. What do you guys think of it? Honestly, I like the cool design of it, but the play style of it, of course, is also very Nova Grappler based with the restanding. It's just too bad for now it isn't exactly that great of a ride line, mainly because it does have a little bit of a lack of support right now, but it does have the pressure in it, high power and some attack hit pressure to it, so I do see some potential in the future. But luckily, because there's not much cards for this ride line right now, you technically have a lot of space for experimenting with support, especially with the generics. But other than that, that's it for this, and see you next time.